said he was from Bethlehem. And you know, when you grow up in New Hampshire, which is a state that has 1,000 small towns and nobody's ever heard of it, people have lived here like all their life. He's like, yeah, I'm grew up in Bethlehem. He's like, it was like near Egypt.
Yeah.
Like at Bethlehem.
How long is your commute, bro?
It's a town in northern New Hampshire.
How many camels you gotta take to get here every day?
Well, it's just like when you watch the winter storm warnings for each city, and you see like 30 towns that you're not sure if they're in this state or like across the Mediterranean Sea. It's like, hey, isn't that the place where like Moses parted the Red Sea?
No, that's 3 blocks away, Josh. It's over near Gaffstown. It's Allenstown, bro.
Oh, that's where they keep all the slaves, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All those northern slaves.
All places are all the same, and they all exist in the same location.
They existed on the secret plantations in the super secret north that nobody ever heard of.
Yeah, and that giant ship in the Suez Canal is where they're hiding all those slaves and stuff.
I heard that's where they're regrowing the rainforest.
And it's stuck. Then why aren't we trying to save this fucking ship? It's probably moved already. The rainforest isn't a ship, Josh. The Suez Canal ship is a ship.
Diversity is a ship. The rainforest is that. The rainforest is that thing people stopped caring about in 2003.
Yeah, because there's only 40 feet of it. It's like that episode of Parks and Rec where they're like, we made a park, and it's like 4 feet wide. Like, you did it. You saved the rainforest this much. You did it.
When they like set movies in the rainforest and they have to film it in like the jungles of California because there's no more rainforest. It's like, oh, here we are at the Amazon River. It's just like the Mexico border crossing. It's like, look at these indigenous people.
It's just Detroit. They look much more primitive than what you're used to seeing. Is that a Nokia 7 that kid has? That means the 7th Nokia phone they made. It's 150 years old.
The Michiganders were strange people. I sat with them often and watched them go about their ways with what they called the crown.
They were always talking about the Packers. And I wasn't sure whether or not that was a job they were doing or if it was about football, because it was never in the context of football. Just mentioning the Packers. Go Packs!
I mean, when you're like, one brag is that this used to be a
Steelers.
place. Yeah, when you're like, brags are like, this used to be a place where cars were built, and Mark Wahlberg set a movie here one time.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. What's it like now? None of that. None of that's a thing.
People
just think of that
each other in ice out
with just barren sadness and urban sprawl. I'm sure it's quite lovely, but unfortunately, they're not making cars anymore. Where am I going to get my Model T, Josh?
I mean, wasn't that movie 8 Miles like a tourist like advertisement?
No, that was shot in real time about Eminem's life.
Just a documentary?
Yeah, it was a documentary. Oh, you didn't see that documentary from New Zealand where they got that rig and threw it in the fire?
No creative liberties were taken during this at all.
It happened.
And I asked you
live.
Prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong.
And then the beautiful thing we can say nowadays is, fake news. Where are your sources? I have one piece of paper that says that this is totally real. It has my name on the top, and I wrote it.
That's like how journalism works these days. You'll get like Axios leaking a story to CNN, and then Axios will write, well, our source on this was CNN because they like said a release.
And then you roll it back,
when you're
and it was
feeding
gossip
your own
from
stories. Yeah.
It was gossip from like a hairdresser or like a sandwich shop owner. It's like,
it was
hey,
just the water cooler you were talking with your coworker about Seinfeld 20 years ago, and then you were like, hey, did you? I think I read somewhere the other night that I might have been drunk or high, but Trump was like,
I think it was an episode
really
of Family
a lizard
Guy.
person in eating babies.
I also didn't read anything from the article, but I also looked at the picture. But the picture looked really mean, and people they were angry a lot. So
I went to community college. I don't know how to read or write. They handed me what they said was a diploma. I don't know if that's true.
But I walked into Burger King and they gave me 2 free Whoppers, and then they took the diploma. So I'm not quite sure what the fuck they gave me. Sir, I think that was a coupon. You did not go to community college. That was just a Burger King.
No reason to film, just filming stuff for reasons.